Hi, it's Lucy here, and I have 10 lovely cards I'll be creating in this video using the flowers that I made on the last video tutorial. There's a lot of creating here, so I'm jumping straight into it. And I'll be using Uniquely Creative's full bloom papers for all the cards. I'll also be using my stitched rectangle dies. One is the same C6 size as my card, and the other is slightly smaller. I'm also going to use this frame stitch square die, which I'll die cut from 3 papers. I also have a banner die and another large rectangle die too. I love how I can cut them all out at once using my Sizzix electric die cutting machine. I've shown it on a few videos now, so I won't show too much. I've tried to shorten the video down so you don't miss anything, but you don't watch more than you need of any one action without going too quick. Sometimes I've added a piece of scrap paper as a shim, but it's not always necessary. You can also press the button to reverse it back through for a double impression. With the little square dies, I even use a bit of that skinny border in one of the cards. Nothing gets thrown out with me. So for the first card, I'll use one of the die cut rectangles, and I need to decide which way I want the paper to go, as it can go a couple of ways around really. And I'll tear off the top of the paper. If I tear the top part towards me, I get that nice white edge on my piece of paper. I'll try different papers to go with it, then choose one of my pre-cut sentiments if I can find one suitable, which I do. I started creating the first 2 cards before I made the flowers, so I used some old flowers I have in my stash, but I much prefer the die cut flowers that I made in my last video. And I make a couple more trying out different papers and things too, like some glitter papers, and I love them, so stay tuned for that. Can I just say, if you watched my recent Temu review video, I have changed my mind on this foam tape. It's terrible. It was good for the first time I used it, but since then it's slowly deteriorating. It leaves a mess on my scissors and on my hands. It comes apart easily. I definitely don't recommend this product, and I won't be buying it again from them. So I will be using it up though. I'll use my black marker to doodle around the patterned paper. I think this will complement the top paper that I've used, and I will have links to everything in the description below if you're interested in any of the items that I used today. I'll cut the vellum flower in half as I want it hanging off the page, and I'll keep the other half for another card. I'll glue everything down, and this was a very quick, simple card. I'll add a couple of pieces of scrap card to add just a smidge of height to the card weight flower, if that makes sense. And then this card is finished, and that's 1 down and 9 to go. I think it turned out quite pretty. What do you think? On to the next card, and I have one of the papers I die cut to the same size as the card. I have a piece of this pink paper that I die cut slightly smaller, and I'm using the foam tape again. I want to use it up as soon as possible and be done with it. It really stuck to my fingers. Now this card did not come together at first. I played around, but I just couldn't get anything to work. So I left it until the next day, hoping something would come to me, and I didn't have any problems the next day. So I was so happy I left it alone for a bit. Have you done this before? Yeah. So I'll get started on the next card, another very simple one. I love to make use of the pattern papers as much as I can. I've combined 2 different sentiment dies here to create the birthday sentiment, and I'm doubling them both up for extra height as they look very effective this way, especially the really thin birthday. The papers I'm using today are from Uniquely Creative, and they're from the Full Bloom collection. I believe they're on sale at the moment, and once they're sold out, they won't be restocked. So if you're interested, the link is below. The vellum adhesives are also part of that collection. I lost the little tittle or the dot for the eye, so I'm just going to use one of my super small silver pearls instead, and they'll match lovely. So these are the vellum creative cuts, and they're Very easy to remove. You just roll them on the side, and if you place them down in the wrong area like I have here, I've decided to move it. They're very easy to lift up and move without tearing if you're careful. They don't ruin the papers or anything either. They don't tear it. And then this is another finished card. I had previously die cut these banners out, and now I'll choose what background papers suit each best. I can't always tell without actually putting the paper underneath, and I find my favourites and then I can die cut them out to the card sizes. Here's the flower die set that I've used to make the flowers, and in case you missed the tutorial, I'll have it as the suggested video at the end. I'll add just one piece of scrap card under one of the banners for a little bit of height, and the other I'll use the foam tape for lots of height. I'll bring in the other half-made card and see if I have more luck with it this time round too. I've die cut a few of the leaves. I've created 2 layers for each one for extra weight, and I'll bend the leaves over a lollipop stick just like I did with the flowers, and I'll use my bundled sage ink to ink them. I have a bit too much ink, so I'm lightly putting some down on each, and then I'll go back and blend it in a bit better. Having these 3 backgrounds makes it easy for me to move embellishments and flowers around on each of them to see what suits which card. I want them all to look different, but I'm using so few products in this video. I have a stash of my favourite items and dies really, and it's amazing how many different cards you can make with them and with just some different papers each time. I love how these are coming together, and I've decided to use these gorgeous gold alphas on the first card. Aren't they beautiful? I pop them down lightly first until I know where I need to place them, and then I'll stick them down properly in place. I feel like it needs a little something in the bottom right hand corner, so I'll add a bit of a vellum flower there. I can use the rest for another card. I'll glue the flower, but the leaf stems are too big with the extra layers to sit nicely underneath, so I'll cut the stem part off and they'll sit perfectly then. I'll add some gold pearls and card 3 is finished. This next card's sentiment needs to be glued together, so I'll use my glue pen. This works perfectly for really thin items like this. I've used rose gold and white card for this sentiment. Aren't they lovely? They really came out so nice. I love these papers. I love the flowers. I love the backgrounds with the busier banners. I think it's a really nice contrast. So we'll get on to the next card. With this one, I've used the polka dot background and I cut out one of the ready-made sentiment pieces. This is another easy card design to create using what you have in your stash. I make sure to use a lot of glue when adhering anything to the lace flowers. I don't want them falling off, so this is very important not to be too stingy with the glue. I'll also add something heavy to them to make sure that they stick down very well while they're drying. This next card, I'll mount the polka dot paper onto gold paper. I'm just cutting a very thin border. I'll use the squares I die cut out earlier and I'm popping them down in a line to see what I think. I decide they'll look good with the gold backing as well. So I'll glue them onto it. I love creating simple cards that everyone can make. I hope you like at least one of these card designs. You don't need lots of expensive things to recreate any of the cards. You can always cut out squares with a trimmer or scissors even. You can make the fishtail banners too. I do love the stitched edges of the dies, but it's not essential. I've just made my own small banners here for this card and I'll doodle white borders around them to make them look like they were always banners. Do you like this card? I think the colours are just beautiful together, aren't they? I wonder if you'll have a favourite card out of the 10 cards I make today. I love hearing what you all think. I have such lovely viewers and I thank you for your sweet comments. I think we have such a great community, the crafting world. There's just no meanness and I love that. So on to the next card, and I put all the squares down to see how it would look on a card, and I really like how this one will probably turn out, and I do love how it turns out. So what I'm going to do is glue them all down onto this piece of scrap card, and I should have moved them over a little bit. That was my mistake, but it doesn't matter, it still works out fine. So this flower was using the gold card and also some gold glitter paper, and I think that turned out really pretty, and it goes so nicely with those gold alphas as well. And of course you can see congratulations doesn't quite fit all the way across at the moment, but just like last time I've only put them down very lightly so that I can move them all, and I know that they will all squeeze on once I've finished the card. I love these dies from Uniquely Creative as well. I haven't used it in a little while, but it's so delicate. It's very leafy, and I've die cut it with the gold paper so that it matches everything, and I just think it really finishes off the card beautifully. I'll add some of the vellum flowers again as well, just to come peeking out underneath that beautiful gold flower. I'll cut off the 2 leaves at the bottom of this die cut as well so that I can use everything on it and it's not hidden underneath the flower. I decided to try these flowers with pattern paper as well to see how they turned out, and I think it turned out really pretty. So let's have a look and see what this card looks like at the end. It's a monochromatic one with just this mustardy sort of colour and gold and white. I've just popped down these 2 strips of paper, and then I'm going to add some scrap card to the other side so that the polka dot paper will sit nicely on top of the other papers. And that's card 9, and I really love how this one turned out too. I hope you do as well. I hope this is giving you some ideas on what you can do with your papers, and yeah, just give you some new ideas hopefully. I also wasn't that impressed with how I'd created this flower, so I've just changed it up a little bit so that instead of them all the tips going underneath, I've kind of made the petals go in different ways and things, and I'm much happier with how it's turned out. So you can actually swap it around as well. And so for this one, I've used a scallop rectangle die that fits perfectly with the rectangle dies. They're all from Uniquely Creative, and I just felt like a little bit of white freshness on this card would be really pretty, so that's where that idea came from. I'm just using some of the scraps of the vellum flowers from the other cards, and I think that looks quite nice in this corner. I've got a special bonus too. So I've made these 10 cards on video, but I've also created 10 cards in the past using this collection as well. So I'll add a whole another 10 card designs at the end of this video so that you can see some more ideas as well. And that's the 10th card finished, and I love how the flowers on the papers really match well in that corner. And so pretty much this is all I used for products. I did also use the banner dies as well, but yeah, you really don't need a lot of products sometimes to be able to create lots of different card designs. So let's have a look at them all now. So this is the 10 cards, and then I'll show you the other 10 cards that I've created before as well. I hope you've got some ideas from this video, and I would love to hear if you have a favorite or one of the techniques or something that has given you a new idea or something that you're planning on going to create now. I love hearing it when you guys are inspired by some of the cards that I've created. Absolutely love that. And what did you think of this sort of length of video? Let me know if you like the quicker videos or long ones like this. It's really important to me that my subscribers really love my videos, and I want to be able to create what you're interested in and what you'd like to know about. So yeah, feel free to leave me comments on what you like and what you don't, if I go too fast or go too slow, or what you enjoy watching most. And as I mentioned before, all of the products I've used in this video can be found in the description below. By using these links, you're helping support a craft company, myself on my YouTube channel, and of course, most importantly, you receive the gorgeous new goodies to play with. So it's really a win-win-win for everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed already, if you'd like to, I would love that. And if you click the notification bell, then you'll get notified every time that I upload a new video. And I'm trying to do it on a regular basis now. So anyway, thank you again and happy crafting. Bye for now.